Hi, Kirk Mitchie with Candor Advisors here. A lot of founders ask us how to get more money for their company or what buyers are looking for. It's not an easy question to answer, but let me give you a few tips. If you're a founder out there who's thinking about selling your company, on what are at least the most consistent points that come up. So first and foremost, you have to be at a certain level to attract a large group of buyers. So if you're below 2 million of adjusted EBITDA or transferable economics, you have a limited buyer set. Doesn't mean you can't sell, and there's a lot of buyers out there for that kind of business, but the broadest group is kind of in the 2 to 5 million of EBITDA and 5 million and above. And then of course, above 10 million, you start getting into the, kind of public company area. But that kind of notwithstanding, the key things to drive lots of buyer interest are one, margin. Look, if you run a profitable business, then think of it this way: whatever they pay for you, those transferable economics are sort of like yield on a bond, right? So it's their issue as to how they come up with the money and what their cost of capital is. But the more of the revenue that drops to the bottom line in your business, generally speaking, the more attractive you are and the higher multiple you're going to get. And that ties into kind of professionalization of your financials and consistency of results. Most buyers, whether they be strategic or financial, want to know that the results are repetitive. They don't want big ups and downs in your history because they're not sure what's going to come next. And for most of them, it becomes challenging to try and do risk analysis on your business. So certainly if you had a bad year last year, don't go to market this year. You're not going to get credit for 2 years ago when you had a blowout year. So consistency of results is going to matter quite a bit. Then there's growth. Look, if it appears that you've already squeezed kind of all the juice out of the fruit and there's not much more to be done, most buyers aren't going to be that interested in the business. There's a few strategic reasons they might, but generally speaking, if you can help them to understand how you're not done, that there's plenty of growth yet, and that maybe if you had additional capital or resources or some support, that there might be other channels or geographies that you could pursue. Look, those are a few of the key pieces. And then depending on who the buyer is, a strategic buyer is going to be looking to add your geography, your products, or your services, and it'll be a function of kind of how they fit into their current offering or their current footprint. And that might actually lead to your getting a higher multiple, because if a public company that trades at 30 times their earnings is buying you, and they want to pay 8 times your earnings, one of the things to point out to them is the second your earnings, if they're really clean and transferable, move into their business, then all of a sudden your business is worth 3 or 4 times as much. Then maybe you can drive a little bit harder bargain. So if you're a really good fit with the strategic, that's one strategy. Then a financial buyer is going to either be adding you as a platform, a company they can kind of build a strategy around and tuck in other businesses, or you're going to be one of the tuck-ins, one of the add-ons. And there it's going to be a function of how well do you fit into the business that you're getting added into, or how professionalized is your company to then have other business added into it. So much of this stuff is going to come up in either the letter of intent process or the due diligence process. So the more you're prepared for that going in, the more attractive you're going to be at the front end of these discussions. If we can be helpful with that and preparing your company for an eventual sale, or introducing you to people that can help you to sell your company, or introducing you to the right counsel to get your deal done the right way, reach out to us, candor-advisors.com. Have a fantastic week.